Hey brother, just wanted to make this video to remind you that you're not alone and you're not broken. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. As a matter of fact, your body and brain is reacting completely naturally and normally based on what you've been carrying. And maybe you feel like you've been carrying this weight alone. And you probably have been. And probably you just think that most people don't want to hear about what you're going through, or most people just don't care about what you're going through, and you'd probably be right for the most part. But there are people that do care about what you're going through. There are people like myself that have been through similar things to what you're going through and have felt very alone with it. And in my experience, I've learned that I'm not alone with it. You're going through it, but I'm also going through it. And there's lots of us out there that are going through it. You should really know that fundamentally there's nothing wrong with you and you are not broken. You are completely natural and normal, responding to overwhelming feelings of responsibility or just carrying the weight of some of the things that have been going on in your heart and your soul. Whether it's things you're carrying from your personal life or your professional life, there's a good chance you've been carrying around something really heavy. And maybe you feel like nobody really sees you for who you are. Maybe you're feeling like you're broken and you're alone. But let's just take a minute to remind ourselves that we're not alone. And we can drop into a simple breathing practice that can help us to just connect more deeply to our bodies, to the present moment, and to each other. And offer ourselves a little kindness and compassion, some understanding and some self-care. If it feels comfortable for you, just put your hand on your chest and maybe your other hand on your belly. And just gently remind yourself that you're not alone. Because you're not. I see you. I hear you. I understand you. I've been there. We're going to take a deep breath in through the nose, and we're going to fill up our belly, which means we're going to move our belly button away from our spine and make a fat little Buddha belly. So let's start by exhaling all of the air out of our lungs. Inhale slowly through the nose, filling up your belly. Now fill up your chest. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly exhale like smoke. Inhale slowly through the nose, filling up your belly, inhaling peace and acceptance. Fill up the chest. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let go of any tension or tightness. Breathe in slowly through the nose, filling up your belly, breathing in relaxation and acceptance of the way things are. Fill up the chest. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. And gently release any tension or tightness you're feeling. And simply continue to breathe long and slowly through the nose, filling up your belly. Breathe as deeply and long and lovingly as possible, accepting everything just as it is right now in this moment. No need for anything to be different. Everything is whole and complete, just as it is. You are whole and complete just as you are. You're not broken. You're just going through a rough patch, my bro. You're just going through a tough spot right now. So just be gentle with yourself. My name is Ed Hegan, and I'm a former New York City firefighter, and I also teach mindfulness, meditation, and breathwork. And I help people that are dealing with stress to find inner peace by understanding their emotions and learning to regulate their nervous system. And being a firefighter for many years, I held on to so much stuff by myself. I was afraid and embarrassed and ashamed to even talk about or admit some of the feelings I was holding on to. And so I felt very alone with them. And for many years, some of the hardest battles were not out there in the streets fighting fires or going to car accidents or facing medical emergencies. Some of the hardest battles I was facing were within my own heart and soul, where I was struggling with the overwhelm of the emotions of feeling like I was carrying a heavy weight, the responsibility and the burdens of some of the people I was showing up to help. And I felt overwhelmed with that. And that wound up manifesting itself in unhealthy ways, in the ways that I treated myself, treated other people, destructive and unhealthy habits of drinking and smoking and eating and using other people as a means of escaping the feelings that I just did not want to face. And so I ask you to just kind of sit here and maybe just allow yourself to feel some of the tightness and tension you've been avoiding and escaping. Maybe think about some of the things you've been holding on to, some of the weight you've been carrying. And maybe you can simply just continue to breathe deeply. And as you breathe deeply, you breathe in love, acceptance, forgiveness, kindness, compassion. And as you exhale tightness, tension, judgment. And there's no need for anything to be the way that you want it to be. You can just accept it just as it is. And remember that you just stay connected to your body. Just breathe, feeling the ground underneath your feet, or feeling your butt in the chair, and knowing that you're safe and you're not alone, because I'm right here with you. And you're not the only man that feels like this. Even if sometimes it feels like you are alone and you're the only one going through this, you're not. There's nothing weak about struggling. Weakness is in pretending that you're not struggling. It actually takes strength, courage, and bravery to ask for help, to dare to break the intergenerational cycles of trauma and abuse and step out of your suffering and connect with other people who are going through the same thing. That is strength. You're allowed to be tired. You're allowed to be scared. You're allowed to feel alone with what you're going through. You're allowed to become the version of yourself that you needed when you were going through a tough time. You're allowed to show up for yourself in the same way that you've shown up for everybody else in your life. And with everything that you've been through, the way that you've leveled up and stepped up to the occasion and taken responsibility and done the work, well, you're still here. And you're recognizing that you don't want to carry this alone. So you're going to both not only ask for the help needed to not go through this alone, but you're also going to hopefully let go of some of the stuff you've been carrying, and it won't feel as heavy. Because you're not broken. You're a human being. And your brain and your body is just reacting naturally to the challenges that human beings face. The love, the loss, the confusion, the overwhelm, the sense of responsibility that it takes sometimes to take care of all the things and the people that you're responsible for. And to feel alone and isolated, that nobody really cares or values or appreciates what you do, can feel really, really isolating. But in this moment, you'll remind yourself that there's nothing wrong with you. You're simply human, and you're loved, and you're cared for. Even if you don't feel it right now in this moment, this is the space for you to simply stop pretending, to rest, and to know that there is a brotherhood that still cares about how you feel, and want you to be whole and healthy. Because your job as a man is to be able to use that inner strength to heal yourself, to depend interdependently on other men, to work together, that we can see each other and hear each other and understand each other and support each other and carry each other when we're struggling. Not only can you expect other men to show up and carry you and support you, but you then show up to help other people. That's true interdependence. That's true strength. Working together in tandem to remind each other that we're not alone. This moment, this breath, this time right now is yours. No need to pretend to be something you're not. No need to wear any masks. No need to wear that heavy armor to protect yourself. You can be you, vulnerable, free. You can be the truth of who you are. No pressure, just the truth of who you are. And to know that you're not alone, not now, and not ever. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling alone, you can always reach out and send me a DM. We can work one-on-one together. You can do an 8-week program where you really learn to ground yourself and understand your nervous system and your brain and your body, and develop the skill set necessary to not react to life, but to choose a healthy response by grounding yourself into the present moment through the power of your breath. And you'll literally retrain yourself that instead of reacting to life's challenges, that you will choose the healthiest response that's most beneficial for you and everybody in your life. And if you want to book a free discovery call, just send me a DM or visit edwoodstock.com. And if you want to receive a guided meditation that's custom tailored for the challenges you're facing in your life, send me a message or sign up for a free discovery call at edwoodstock.com. And remember that you're not alone. There's a lot of us going through tough stuff. There's a lot of men out there that are all at varying degrees of pretending that everything's okay, when deep down inside, they know that it's not. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, just remember, it's an act of bravery, courage, and strength to practice the self-care necessary, to dare to be vulnerable, to dare to ask for help, and to even dare to be that help for another brother out there. So as you lean into practicing self-care and showing up for yourself, just remember that you also become that version of yourself that you needed when you were going through a tough time. You become the very answer to your problem. You become the very solution that you've been looking for. And in that way, you become the very thing that you wanted in the world. You actually manifest and create the very thing that you needed when you going through a rough time. And that's a beautiful evolution, to live more deeply with a sense of purpose and meaning by becoming for the world the very thing that you needed when you were going through stuff alone. So I'm proud of you for showing up. I'm proud of you for doing the work. I'm proud of you for looking in the mirror and acknowledging where you need to grow and change, or where you need to let go of things, so you can create room and space in your heart and soul for new things to come along. And wish you luck on your journey, and reach out if you need any guidance or support. And thanks for tuning in to this episode. I hope to see you next time.